Harlow revolution. Here's where this critical experiment was done that transformed how people think about this subject. One that winds up in every single textbook. I can almost guarantee you've seen one of the pictures from this experiment if you had ever taken Psych 101. This was this classic, brilliant experiment that Harlow did. He takes baby monkeys being raised without a mother, a biological mother. And what they're raised with instead are two different types of surrogate mothers, substitute mothers for a real monkey mother. The first one was a tube of chicken wire with some styrofoam monkey head looking thing up on top and a bottle of milk sticking out of the chicken wire torso, roughly where the breasts are. Second surrogate, a tube of chicken wire with a monkey head on top and no milk, instead of warm terry cloth wrapped around the torso. So you ask the question, which of these two surrogate mothers is a baby monkey going to get attached to? And if you're B.F. Skinner, it's completely obvious what the answer is, and you would expect Skinner to very quickly be clutching the chicken wire mom with a baby bottle there because that one supplies nutrients. And of course, you get attached to mom because she supplies you with nutrients. Look at a real living primate, look at these baby monkeys, and they did something very different instead, which is, sure, they were willing to go on the chicken wire mothers with milk. They needed milk. Who were they attached to, though? Who did they spend most of their time on? Who, when something scared them, did they go scampering to for comfort? The warm mother with the terry cloth. It's not that you get attached to mom because she gives you an adequate number of calories. You get attached to mom because she makes you feel safe and makes you feel beloved. And what Harlow did was introduce a word into the technical scientific literature in his papers, the word love. You get attached to mom because she supplies things that are so much more important and fundamental and interesting than adequate calories and keeping your body at the same temperature that it's supposed to be. And out of Harlow's work came enormously important elaborations. One, a study, for example, that showed just how wrong the behaviorists were. Here, you've got the cloth mom, which a baby monkey is happy to hold on to, and what you've got is, in the middle of the torso, was a little spigot that could blast out, very briefly, a jet of air. Unpleasant, and not something you would want to stick around for if you're a behaviorist. And the rule that was set up was, when you clutch onto the torso of the mom, you get a blast of air coming out of the torso. Any behaviorist would have predicted at that point that what the baby monkeys are supposed to do is they stop clinging. And what they did instead makes perfect sense to anyone who has grown up and attached to anyone. The more they got blasted with the air, the harder they held on to mom. There's no positive, negative reinforcement world there of, you get unattached individuals who blast you with jets of air. What we have here is remarkable insight into things like, why do we love people who mistreat us? Why do we make the wrong choices in that realm? And it's got to do with what it is we attach to. And what Harlow showed was, it's not about calories, it's about comfort and safety and love. Now, Harry Harlow's work has wound up being enormously controversial. And this was a man who has been just vilified in certain circles of research because he did elaborations on these studies that were brutal.